Check out some of my favorite plants with me. I want to go water them, and I'll tell you a little bit about them. All right, let's go. Here is our first one. This one is Anise Hyssop, and this is what it looks like when it's in its baby or infantile stage. And it looks like a regular weed. And I will show you what it looks like all grown up. Ta-da! This is what it looks like. And it grows these big flowers. They're purple. They have seeds in them. And it's in the mint family. And this is Anise Hyssop, not to be confused with the same hyssop that was found in the Bible. That was actually more closely related to Syrian oregano. This is very fragrant, and it smells like licorice. When you smell it and you rub you can be pretty aggressive with it. It's okay. It's fine. It's no worries. But this has a lot of essential oils. It's really good in tea. Makes for a very delicious tea. Not super medicinal, but it is medicinal, and I believe that you could use this as a poultice on your skin, and it helps heal wounds. But it's great for a tea. Even the leaves smell like licorice. You crunch them up and you smell them. They're really good. They're really nice leaves. They taste good. There's not really bitterness, not a whole lot of bitterness to them. There's a little bitterness, but not terrible. You can dry out these leaves kind of closer to the top the better, but you can even harvest these big ones if they look nice. But the flowers have a lot of those essential oils. Really great plant. I love Anise Hyssop. It's really grown on me this year. Time to water them. There you go. Now, this is kind of later in the flower stage, and they're much more vibrant than this. This is a little late, but just trying to grow them for now. I got a bigger one growing right here. Next plant. Look at this nice butterfly bush real quick. It's really cool. It smells wonderful. It smells great, and the butterflies absolutely love it. Look at this Russian sage. It's not really, you can use it for tea. It's not really super desirable. It looks like lavender. It has a very strong smell of a very floral sage. It's extremely potent in smell. It would make for some great potpourri maybe. It has a stink to it, but it's more floral than stink, but it's kind of weird to describe. If you've never seen it before, it smells good, and these leaves are just so full of oil. They're really cool. Not a whole lot of medicinal use out of it, but I think there's more to be explored here because there's a lot of essential oils here. Cool plant. All right, next plant. This is really cool. So this one is one that I'm very interested in a lot. This one's an Artemisia species, and you can tell that's Artemisia because it has these feathery looking leaves, and it's very silvery on all the sides. It's not pokey, it's not rough. It grows very strong and firm, and this one actually happens to smell like oranges. This variety doesn't normally smell like oranges like this, but this variety is very different, and it's very unexplored. There's not much known about this specific genus of the species, but this is actually Artemisia, and it's a type of wormwood, and it's not the sweet Annie kind. This is actually perfume de Ethiopia, and I believe that just translates in French from fragrance or scents of Ethiopia. It smells like oranges. It smells really good. I like it a lot. This plant, I believe, does produce thujone, which is a anti-parasitic, but in high doses can be like a neurotoxin. So a very medicinal plant, I would say. It's a very bitter plant. You can turn it into tea, tinctures. There's all types of remedies for this. Is anti-parasitic, antimicrobial, a lot of medicinal uses, and I'm gonna explore this species specifically myself because there's not much information on it, like I said. Started planting a bunch of these, and I'm super stoked about these. This is bee balm, and I transplanted these. I know this doesn't look like much here, but there's a bunch of bee balm that I'm gonna grow. Bee balm is super medicinal. It has thymol and carvacrol, which are super potent essential oils and can really work with your gut. It's very strong. You got to use it lightly, but this plant is super medicinal. Almost has a lemony flavor, but it's also very spicy. It's a turkey tail I found. Pretty cool. Next plant we have, and I love this one. This one is very dear to me. This one is St. John's wort, Hypericum, but this is actually a native species in Michigan. I can't pronounce that, but it's Hypericum. It doesn't actually produce the hypericin and hyperforin that the European St. John's wort produces, and that's really the active compound that people are looking for in this plant. And it looks like they said that the deer aren't going to mess with this, but I think the deer are chewing this stuff up. Something is really eating. Oh crap, it might be the caterpillars. I think it's the caterpillars. Anyways, this plant produces these flowers here and doesn't really produce a whole lot of hypericin, but I feel like the effects are similar for me, and it works really great. It's a St. John's wort is super medicinal and helps with several cases, but you got to be careful with it if you're on any antidepressants or any SSRIs, because it can conflict with pharmaceutical medications and it can mess with your serotonin levels. So if you're not on medication, it's a great plant to use if you struggle with your serotonin levels. But if you're already on medication, I would stay away from this plant because it does counteract with things like that. But it definitely makes for a great tea. And the European version, like I said, is more stronger in the active compounds, which is hypericin and hyperforin. This one's just a little baby right here. She's a little baby, but this is a butterfly flower, not to be confused with butterfly bush. The butterfly bush is the purple one. This is the butterfly like weed slash flower, and it's a perennial. It grows these orange flowers instead of the purple flowers, and it's very different from the other type of butterfly bush, but it does attract butterflies. It's pretty cool. It's a very beautiful plant once it's grown up. This one's a little bit bigger and it will continue to grow like this. This one right here I've been growing and I'm trying to propagate. This one is Sage aficionatus or aficionado, something like that. And this is the official sage you're going to find in your supermarket. This is all organic sage that I'm growing. Tell me in the comments if you guys would buy this if I sold this, because I have a lot of it and I can turn it into herbs and dry it out. It's really good. It goes great with poultry, gravy, seasoning, turkey, all types of poultry. It's really good. And you can turn it into tea, and it actually does have some compounds. There are some alkaloids in here. They're antimicrobial. You don't want to smoke it because it has carcinogens in it that just aren't good for your lungs, but it goes great for a tea and seasoning. So much of it. There's some over there. I got some over there, but this right here is the next one. This one is bee balm. This one's not very fragrant right now, but I'm trying to propagate it so it gets stronger and bigger. But you can tell it has these white flowers and there's hairs on it. It doesn't prick you, but it feels like, it smells like lemons. And you can dry this stuff out, turn it into tea. It's really good for your nervous system, resetting your nervous system. And if you deal with anxiety or depression, this really helps tremendously. Lemon balm. Peppermint's always a classic. Not really medicinal, but I absolutely love the color of this. This is blue thistle, and I got this 2 years ago. It's a perennial, always grows back. And this is so beautiful. I don't know how to describe this color, but this color is amazing. I've never ever seen this color in my whole life, and it's just so different. The color that it produces is so cool because you go back and it's green like regular plant matter, but then it gets to the top and it produces this color. Is so different, so cool. I love this plant so much. I don't know why, but it makes me happy. This is lemongrass. This is a really wonderful plant. It grows really big. And this is used in Asian cuisine, Filipino, all that Mongolian, all types of Thai and curry, stuff like that. This plant is really useful, very versatile, has a light lemon flavor, not very strong, grows very big and hardy, and yields a lot, and you can put it in your cooking, and you can turn it into a tea. Really helps your gut, it cleans you. It's a really great plant, highly recommended. This is the plant that I came out to water today because I want the one to really grow around, and I'm trying to turn this one into a ground cover. This one's a really cool plant. Now this one's called bugleweed, and it's a burgundy glow, and this is a perennial. It grows back every year, spreads out pretty quick. It's in the mint family, grows these really cool looking flowers, and I really like this plant a lot. It thrives in dry soil and it will grow out. Likes the shade, it will grow over weeds and everything. I looked up the medicinal uses of this plant, and it's more like a topical medicinal use. And you can take this plant, crush it up, put it on a wound, and it will help it heal, is what I read about this plant. But it's not really used internally very much, because they say that there's compounds that are just, one, it's not really that useful, and two, it could just be more problematic over long term than anything. So it's more of a topical plant to use for wounds and healing and everything. And it's great for ground cover. It will take over this grass eventually, as long as I keep up on it and I keep moving out the space for it. It will take over all this area and take care of all this high grass, because I can't stand all this high grass because there's a creek over here and I want all this low profile. And like I said, it's in the mint family, and this is a bugleweed. Very beautiful. I love this plant. It grows as purple and green flowers, and there's little speckles on them, and it's a really cool plant. So all you ladies out there dealing with menstrual problems, consider taking raspberry leaf, drying it out, and turning it into a tea. Check out all the medical benefits of it and see how it can help you. Well, that's the video, guys. I wanted to show you some of my favorite plants. I'll show you guys more plants that I use on a regular basis, and I drink for tea, I add in my cooking, and I just incorporate in my daily life. A lot of these plants have a lot of medicinal purposes, and honestly, the pharmaceutical industry found a lot of these drugs from these plants, originating from these plants, a lot of these compounds. So I like to get to the compounds first before I have to rely on modern pharmaceuticals to be as the plan B at last resort. I get to the plants first and have them in their natural form before. But you got to be careful with plants, and you have to respect them, because there are plants that have very serious compounds, and you got to know how to dose them, how to use them respectfully, because if you don't do that, then you can have some very adverse effects and you can cause yourself some harm. So if you're going to get into plants, do your research and know what plants do and how they work, and it's fun. It's awesome. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.